Content warning. This episode contains mentions of blood, dismemberment, alcohol and drug use, religious imagery, and crucifixion.
Welcome to Table It, a micro-RPG podcast. My name is Tim, and I'm one of the hosts and the editor of this production. Table It is an excuse to get my friends Max, Matt, and Manny to play micro-RPGs with me. We are all interested in game design as well as actual play, so each game will get a review at the end. Stick around and hear our opinions, as well as if we'd put the game back on the shelf, or if we would table it and play it again later. This week we are playing Hexingtide by Will Phillips.
Great.
We maybe should have set up some sort of protection for the one human that doesn't have powers among us.
Yeah.
Well, you live and learn.
And we don't know that he doesn't have powers.
That's
Maybe.
Presumably,
He's
Elisha
got
would, but
something special.
maybe not.
But yeah.
Can we turn on some lights?
Yeah, would the vampires have lights in the house?
Would they be electric or?
Oh, they would need
they would
lights.
have to be electric.
They would need lights because they would be in the dark all the time.
Yeah, that's
and if
true.
they had guests over,
I'm sure that the vampires would love electric lights.
yeah,
Like no fire.
Yeah,
so much more time for reading.
totally.
Well, and also, it would be
perhaps
fancy at this point.
Yeah.
Perhaps we should not so easily advertise our presence in the house. Surely the servants' quarters or the maintenance building out back, or even grab the one from my Cadillac. Electrical lights of our own, the flashlights. Because they existed back then, they just had big giant batteries that they were attached to.
Ah, yes,
Yeah.
a torch.
Nice. Great.
A torch, yes. An electric torch.
Great.
Perhaps might be more prudent for our burglaring this evening.
A thoughtful measure.
Matt, are we allowed to just find flashlights?
Yeah, you're allowed to just find flashlights. I'm rethinking some of the combat thoughts I have coming forward, so I'm frantically
Yeah, I think. Oh, what do I want to do?
I want to go to the library. I
That's
want
a
to
good
see if we
thought,
can
yeah.
find where the book came from.
Surely there's a pedestal with a haunted book on it. That sounds
Almost
sure.
certainly.
With like a single shaft of moonlight beaming down
Yep,
on
of course.
it.
Yeah, for sure.
Open to the exact right page that we need.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's
I
where I'd
think I
keep
wanna-
an evil tome of secrets.
Yeah,
me too.
For sure.
See, currently, as we're talking about, Matt mentioned combat. I'm trying to think of like how on earth Gab would fight.
Just turn into a giant wheel of 30 eyes.
That's definitely a possibility.
just steamroll people.
Katamari Damacy. Like,
La 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 la.
God, that's so funny. While you go to the library, I want to find Thomas's study.
okay.
If it is in fact a different room, because presumably, I think if you don't find the book in the library, you probably will find a bunch of esoteric tomes of like demon summoning or whatever it is he's doing.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And like I might be able to find like any notes he has on whatever shenanigans he's doing in his study.
Okay.
Elisha would call out, "Friends, you would do me the small kindness if you experience, shall we say, additional disconcerting smells. Please be so kind as to let me know. I'm afraid I don't particularly notice those things."
Well, now that you mention it, there is a strange smell coming from you. I think you may have stepped in something outside.
This is about when the shrieking starts.
Yeah.
Oh God.
I like the idea. The shrieking begins, and Gab just instantly like
Like a pufferfish.
You guys have been making your way through the main house, correct?
Yes, yes.
I was heading to the study, and
I was going to the library.
Yeah.
Did
Okay.
we split up? Yes, we did. This is gonna go great.
Okay, so we have one in the study, one in the library.
Yep.
Did you two stick together, or did you split it two and two?
Elisha is, even though he holds his literary-based friendship with Gab, quite dearly, Elisha is firmly convinced that Rhett is definitely the brains of the bunch. So when it comes to these moments, he is happy to stay on Mr. Winfield's side.
And
Okay.
I will take the opposite approach and follow the most entertaining character we have, our own very own noir detective. So I'm gonna stick with Kevin.
2 detectives on the case. You just start monologuing over each other. as
Noah's
you're-
Ark of tomfoolery.
Well, you see,
2 by 2 we marched into death's maw. Only one would come out alive.
Wait, what?
wait, are we planning on fighting?
This otherworldly scream echoes through the building and gets answered,
Uh-oh.
Oh, so it's one scream and a second scream.
followed by a third, 4, 5, 6, 7,
That's
8, 9,
problem.
10.
That's a lot.
Awfully echoey, these old houses.
Off the top shelf of the bookshelf you're currently looking at, a form appears to try and jump and flails its way to the ground. This is a vampire fledgling, exhumed from the earth too soon.
Oh.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh.
What do I know about
So,
that? Like, do I know enough to know what that is?
They're terrifying. They have no control. The most you know about vampire fledglings in particular was Din's account from earlier.
Oh, sure.
There was no intelligence, only the hunger.
Okay. Okay.
Elisha's immediate reaction would be to club the daylights out of the thing.
Hell yeah.
All right, congratulations. You're the first actor.
I just kicked it off. Shit.
Oh, man. All right. This is our first
All right,
combat
cool.
thing?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, so Elisha would be, watch yourself, Mr. Winfield. It's still very just like monotone, not getting excited.
Yep.
Because I think in his mind, like, interacting with the Welch mob vampire family,
Right.
he's a golem. He doesn't have blood. Like,
Yes.
Yeah. Fair
no
enough.
interest in chewing on me unless you want a mouthful of clay, right? So, but he knows this is a problem. So he pushes Rhett back, and with his other hand just kind of full on takes this clay cudgel and just starts to try and wail on this vampire fledgling.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
All right. So that is a danger roll +2 for the cudgel.
Okay. Ooh. That's a 3. And so +2 is 4. And we're not tapping into our portents post-roll. So I think he was too focused on trying to get Rhett out of the way and putting himself in between the fledgling and his, as far as he knows, more human friend. And then just totally misses the fledgling coming down.
All right. Next actor in the lineup is Rhett.
Okay. So these are black biles. I'm strong against them. Oh, no. Vampires aren't?
Vampires are not.
Oh, balls.
Whatever's causing the fiasco is.
Oh, shit. Okay, so I'm not necessarily strong against this.
Do we get a sense for what the vampire fledgling is if it's not black bile?
I would.
It's a
assume
vampire. They're blood.
Blood, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
It's
Oh, shit.
I'm weak against that.
I'm weak against blood, too.
Oh, no! Okay.
I am blood, so I don't know how. I probably neutral.
yeah.
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 Are you strong against
I am
blood,
strong.
Tim?
I'm strong against
Cool.
So I know against
We're not in the room.
against a chemoi that a character is strong against, you get 2 hits. If you're weak against it,
If you're weak against it, it's just a normal hit.
it's just a normal hit. Okay.
But if they
it's
affect your
stronger
portent,
against you.
they do. If you fail a portent roll,
Right.
it's worse.
Okay. I don't want to fight. I want to run. Because I'm just a tiny human secretary. And I'm not going to try to go to bat against this thing. So What does that look like, I guess? We're in the combat turn order. I'm the next person. I don't really want to fight. I'm trying to escape. How do we resolve that?
I think it's still a power. I think it would still be a power roll, just
Okay.
with a 0 power, or we can montage your panic into a +1 niche power.
How about I use my power, the brains behind the fedora, to remember the route we took to get to this spot? Like, I
I
know
like it.
how to run away and not, like,
Ooh,
brain myself
yeah.
into a wall. Or...
I really like it.
Okay, so
Yeah, I dig that.
that would be 3 for the power. And then, do I want to... This is going to make me hella anxious. So I'm going to pump 1 portent into it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's all I would add. Right? Yes.
Yep. So if you're pumping 1 portent, so your portent score goes up to 3 out of 6.
Yep. Okay. 3. Okay, what am I rolling?
I would say that the aggression, risk, stealth, this is a danger roll.
A danger roll. Okay. Great. Well, my danger is relatively low, which is good. It's a 6.
Well, you need to go over. So you're
Oh,
trying
yeah,
to roll
actually,
over
that
6.
sucks for me. You're right. Yeah, good point. Good
On
point.
the
Good
other
point, well
hand,
made.
you only have to roll a 2 or higher.
Right. Okay. Okay, so I got a 3 on my dice, plus 3 for my power, plus 1 for my portent.
So you rolled a total of 7,
Yes.
which is equal to or over 6.
Oh my god.
So you're good.
Nice.
So
Bravely run away.
unfortunately for Elisha, I leave
Oh, man.
him in this room and take off crying.
Well, yeah, you're taking off to where the others are because safety in numbers. We got to do this. You're the squishy human out of the pair. You know how this works.
Yeah, I think to my credit, I think I would yell, "Let's get out of here!" or like, "Follow me!"
Yep.
And I would turn tail and run.
The problem is the next actor in the lineup is the NPC,
Oh balls!
which knows there's no blood, there's nothing living in front of it, so it chases the living thing.
Oh no!
Oh shit.
Okay,
That's
not good for me. Let's see what happens.
So I need you to make a portent check.
Okay, so mine is now 3 out of 6,
Mm-hmm.
and so
So you're rolling the peril die plus the relevant targeted portent.
okay.
And if you only have the 1 portent, then that's what it is.
So this is going to be danger, I assume, right?
Yep.
Okay, so that's a D6. Also
Yep.
not good. D6 plus 3.
Plus 3. So
That's
you need to
it.
roll 6 or under.
I rolled a 2.
You are successfully under the portent.
Oh, by 1.
It is chasing.
Nice.
It is chasing you. But
I think it's like it's chasing me, and as I'm running, like my suit coat just like whooshes around a corner, like just as its hands like.
Oh, it's so good.
this is when the second one comes crawling out from under the desk in the study,
Uh-oh.
and it goes after Kevin O'Neill.
Okay.
You have a terrifying, clawed, shrieking, vaguely humanoid thing coming after you, just out from under a desk and just flying at you, full body.
Okay. What do I need to do?
You need to make a portent check.
a portent check. Okay.
I think, again, this is going to be a danger.
Danger.
So you
Okay.
roll your danger,
Okay.
and then add... What are your portents?
My portents are my fetch hunter finding me, and then iron weak magic.
I think we're going to go with the Iron Weak magic for this
Okay.
one.
Right now it's at a 0, so I
So
just
it's
have to be
just the flat die. You need a 6 or under.
Oh, damn.
Hmm.
Can I add powers to this?
You need to be under.
Well,
And
I didn't know.
powers add.
Okay. Damn, this is. I'm gonna get hit because it's a 12.
Whoop. It escaped.
If that's a 1, it's.
It was nothing.
It totally counts.
One more time.
Don't fuck me, gay dice. It's a 10.
So what happens is it comes up. You're holding it off just barely, but as it's starting to slash at you and spit, and I just punched the microphone in excitement. As it's starting to, it's attempting to slash at you, bite you. You realize what the issue with the smell was you were having with the rotting meat before. It's because there was no blood. Which affected the smell just enough. The problem is this thing is spitting blood as it's shrieking at you. And your iron weak magic goes up by 1.
Oh, that's smart.
Nice.
Nice.
At this point, because we're in the combat right now. Where did that page go? I was just looking at it. Because technically the round started with Mr. Truman. And then it went to Rhett because you guys were the only ones involved in the combat.
Yep.
Then the NPCs went, and because the extra NPC shows up, you two have been added for the turn order.
Mm-hmm.
Which one of you two wants to go first of the two of you?
Well, since it is just
I have
spraying blood at me.
I have
go ahead.
I have a thought. So a thing that I would love to do would be to tell you that you're going to kill it.
Oh, nice.
Ooh.
But I'm not certain mechanically how on earth that would work.
It works out just fine. You're rolling your power.
Okay. So that would be my isolation with my power and saying, "Oh God, get it, Kevin, kill it."
Speaking the truth of you are going to kill it.
Yeah. Oh God, Kevin, you're gonna kill that thing. You can kill it. A 4
plus
4
is over 6.
It's over 6.
Hey.
Congratulations, Kevin.
So I just kill
You're
it?
going to kill it.
Wow.
You've never been so hyped before in your life that as you're pulling and like holding it off, you manage to get your hand just underneath its jaw, keeping it shut, and just as you twist its head and snap the neck.
Yeah. No, and I'll pull it off the body. Just for good measure.
Whoa. Feeling the most badass you've ever felt in your whole life.
And the best part is, mechanically, this works out. Because you're strong against the vampire fledglings.
Yes.
This was your roll.
Yes.
So because you succeeded, it's technically 2 hits.
Yeah.
It is
Nice.
dead.
Yeah.
You spoke the
Nice.
truth that it was going to be killed.
Crazy angel truth powers.
That's
Amazing.
Do I still get a turn?
You would have, but you're no longer in the combat, technically.
Okay, can we hear what's going on?
You will
in the
be
other
shortly.
room?
It's,
Okay.
The other combat is coming to you.
Okay.
Okay.
But Tim, you had the last turn.
Yeah.
Do the NPCs or one of those two go next? You choose. And you choose which one of those two goes next.
Well, I would probably want my own player characters to go next.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Mr. Truman should probably go first, because if you can catch that thing before it gets to our
Squish friend?
I was gonna say
So I'm-
secretary.
Yeah, so this all happens all of an instant, really. Like the
Yep.
fledgling appears, flops down, trying to get the jump on us. I push Red away, try and smash, but am too busy trying to get Red out of the way. Who then takes that opportunity to run for his life. The fledgling, goes right after him. So I'm effectively in that moment just gonna also then just hightail it right on this thing, and try and, if I can get close enough to make like a leaping jump and, smash its brains in again, that's going to be the route I'm going to try and take.
Alrighty.
So it feels like probably a danger check.
Yep, that definitely feels like a danger check.
Okay. I'm going to tap into my return to an inert form portent, because this requires a lot of energy, and the clay body is durable, but it's not, indestructible, right? So I'm going to tap that and bring that up to 1, which I'm probably going to regret being weak against a bunch of blood creatures, but you know what? Got to get this done. So I'm rolling a d10 plus the 2 from the cudgel plus the 3 from the inert form. Mm-hmm. Sweet. Okay. Well, I rolled a 6 on the die, so that's enough to get me, obviously, just on the die. So
nice.
Good use of spending that portent point.
Nice.
Now, if you wouldn't have spent it, it wouldn't have counted.
Yeah.
You would have rolled lower.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would have rolled low, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Metaphysical influence. I like it.
Yeah.
So I'm successful in that attack. So I'm trying to catch up and waylay this thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you successfully catch up, and you slow it down, at the very least. But it turns out one whack to the back of the knee is not enough to fully stop a scrambling creature.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Your choice. Is it me or is it Rhett that goes next?
I think I'm going to hand it back over to the vampires. So try and stack up our PCs a little bit.
Okay.
So.
Interesting. All right.
Yep. All right. So the fledgling vampire still coming after you, still scrambling and frantically running. It's still the chase.
Mm-hmm.
It's back and forth. Your choice of if you want to continue to try and run from it or hide from it.
That's a good point.
Actually, no. I think either one would still be a danger roll.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would still be a danger roll.
I think I would still be running. I think I have the layout of the house pretty well memorized, but I don't think I would necessarily feel confident in my ability to, find and, stick to a hiding place. And I can also hear things popping off elsewhere in the house. So I think I would keep running. Yeah. So, danger roll. And I'm going to give it another portent. I know I'm getting really close now.
This is a portent check. So you're not giving it, you're not pumping a portent into it yet.
Oh, okay. I'm not doing that.
You're trying to roll under 6.
Oh, that's right. I keep getting this mixed up in my head. Yeah. Is there anything else I can do? I don't think so. 2.
2 plus 3 is under 6.
Ooh.
You are staying just out of reach.
Barely.
And now it's your turn to control the narrative. What are you doing from here?
This time, I think where previously we saw the fledglings, claws, reach out and almost grasp my suit jacket as it flipped around the corner. This time, I think it actually grabs my suit jacket, and I whip the jacket off and let it, cast away behind me while I'm taking off.
Baller.
And so you can see my, skinny, underfed, terrified body just, flying through this place. Still crying, tears streaking down. Can't really see, but I'm still kind of memorizing where I want to go. And I think you guys ran toward this study.
Well, we're in the
You're in the study now. I assume you guys are still there. From what I could hear, I would assume that you were still there. I know that there are other ones elsewhere in the house, but I don't know where.
Okay, here's an interesting question for you guys. Because I was zoning out as I was restatting stuff, and that's on me as a GM. I should have been a little more prepared for the turns this was taking. When you were first exploring the house and trying to figure out where you were going, did you make it to the main hall of the house?
I would assume the library for sure would be
Yeah.
off the main hall.
And also earlier, Elisha said that he went to the front, through the house to the front door to open it to go tell the butler to drive around back.
That's true. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
I assume that was done outside of the house.
Oh.
Yeah, I was under the impression. Did you mean to go around the outside or through the house to talk to Mr. Spielhofer?
Oh, I went back around the outside because I assumed we hadn't actually broken into the main house yet.
Yep.
So the only way we would have got to the main hall is if the library or the study is off of the main hall. I sort of assume that it is. But that's an assumption on my
It
part.
likely would have been.
Yeah.
But I'm going to say go ahead and make your... Again, it's going to be your choice of danger or hardship for your power roll that you're making for your turn. And then I'm going to describe some stuff that happens as you've gotten away or not.
Yeah.
In either case.
Okay, so I'm rolling again.
Yep, this is your turn, so you're making a power check.
Yeah, okay. And I think what I'm stuck on is like, what am I trying to do? Like, you know, am I trying to reunite with these guys? Am I trying to get out to the car because we established that was the getaway vehicle? Am I still trying to find this book? I'm open to group suggestions.
We know, I think our characters know, at least at this point, that based on your use of your clairvoyancy earlier, that there's an item heavily imbued with black bile that is causing this issue with the vampire fledglings. And based on what we heard from the bartender, we know that the short man in the overcoat brought in the book that terrified everybody, that had some serious black bile power. So I think it's a fair guess that that's all related and that we need to find the book. And so if you're able to buy yourself some space from the fledgling in the library with the two private eyes to tap into whatever abilities you have to maybe hone in on where the book might be.
That's a good idea. That's a good idea. Here's what I think I would do. I think I would look for a broom closet or a pantry or bathroom. Some really small contained room with no windows. Slam the door shut, barricade it, and try to take a minute to feel out where in the house the black bile is coming from. Like, am I getting a signature or something from somewhere? Because we established earlier that I could detect that that's what was there. So that's what I want to do. Does that work?
Yes.
Okay.
So you're hiding out in the broom closet.
Yes.
While this vampire fledgling is trying to chase you.
Spiritually feeling my way.
I like you.
Around the house.
I like this. All right.
I like you.
Well, thanks. Okay, yeah. So it'll be a power. This is going to be seeing beyond. For peril, I think it's going to have to be isolation.
Yep.
So it'll be a D10. Sorry, I'm an idiot. So yeah, D10 for my isolation, and it'll be +3 for my seeing beyond power. And this will make me super anxious, so I'm gonna throw in one more portent.
Ooh.
Meaning my tracker is
up to 4.
Up to 4 of 6. And there's nothing I can. Man, I picked bad packs. Like, there's nothing. I can't use my packs at all.
We'll find a way to make them worthwhile.
Maybe we'll see.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a 9. +3 is 12. +1 is 13.
Yep.
Ooh, nice.
All right, not bad.
Again, you're rolling stinking high.
Apparently.
And I like the idea of you have just enough breathing room that you can focus. Everything goes cold again around you. Your breath fogs the air. The camera basically does the pulsing zoom in that it does for Professor X or Magneto when they're doing the big stuff in the X-Men movies.
Yeah.
And then it zooms into your brain, and we basically see the layout of the mansion and basically signals bouncing around and moving.
Okay.
You cannot count the number of blood-based echoes that you would have been seeing.
That's all the vampire.
Those are all the vampires.
Yep.
There is one very bright spot of bile in the center of the main hall. And this isn't like the entryway in the main room there. This is like a hall of the house.
Right.
Like the fancy dining room kind of thing.
Right. Banquet hall kind of.
Okay.
There is a less bright spot of bile that is moving towards it.
Okay. Unfortunately for all of us, I have no way of communicating that information to all of you without giving away my position. So
Yet.
I just have that information.
Yep.
And I'm hiding in the bathroom.
Yep. Okay. you're the one who gets to pick who goes next.
Okay.
So, due to the way everything has interacted,
Yep.
and the fact that these two were coming to get you as well,
Right.
you have access to the full table.
Right. Right.
Who do you want to go next?
I think maybe we will have Kevin go next, having just recently successfully killed one of these things, emboldened.
Well, I think I'm hot shit right now.
Oh,
Hell
for
yeah.
sure.
Just like ripped a vampire's head off. Now, Matt, I want to do some fuckery.
Like you do.
First of all, do I see how many of these vampire fledglings do I see?
You?
With your normal eyeballs?
Yeah, like
Currently
as I'm
none.
like, well,
You
as
can hear them.
I can hear them. Could I say?
You would come whipping around the corner.
Mhm.
The way I'm envisioning this is you come whipping around the corner, heading for the general direction of the library, right as the other fledgling has successfully gotten rid of the coat and is coming around the corner on the other side. The broom closet is in between you two.
Okay, so but I basically see that fledgling is like trying to get into the broom closet.
Not yet.
Okay.
It's turning the corner and about to head your way.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Oh, it might see you first.
Okay, that's fine. Now here's the fuckery. There is an old... This kind of depends on how you set vampires up and what your rules for vampires are. But there is an old rule that vampires like to count things. So, like, one of the way to ward them off is to, like, throw rice or, like, grains of sand or salt in front of them because they will stop what they were doing and they can't physically move until they count every grain. So I would like to use my Fey Glamour to, like, fill the hall with, like, grains of rice between me and the vampire.
Okay.
So I can go and get Rhett out of the bathroom.
Is that why the vampires account on Sesame
Yes.
Street? Oh my god.
Okay.
Well,
So I like the fuckery. I like the concept of it.
I think I know what you're about to say, and I don't like it, man.
I'm going to call this one a no because the fledglings
they're
don't
feral.
have enough.
Yeah.
They've gone full feral.
Okay.
yeah.
If they can, the way I canonize vampires is when they're first turned. If they're allowed to fully mature and be interned through that, then they can be coached and guided by whoever their
Sure.
patron was, if you want to call them that. However, there's if they're just turned and left to turn on their own, then all they know is a hunger for blood.
Okay.
There is nothing else.
Sure.
Nothing
Right,
else exists.
right.
Sure.
Here's my other fuckery. That's fine. Can I essentially do the same thing with Fey Glamour, but cause, like, the candles in the room to, like, flare up? And, like, essentially do a similar thing, but with, like, fire. So it's like, fire. Because I assume even with its, like, feral, it would see
Yep.
fire as a danger.
I like the idea. That's okay. Yeah.
I'm trying to get it to, like, run another way so I can get to Red.
Sure.
Yeah.
Cool. So that would be my Fey Glamour power. Would this be danger?
I think this is danger because
Okay.
you're taking a risk.
Hmm.
All right.
Do you want to add a portent to it?
How are you on portents?
I'm pretty good on portents. I'm just...
Smoke him if you got him, I say.
Yeah, I think I'll dump a portent. I'll do the Iron Week magic again, and I'll reach up and grab, like, the sconce on the wall that's made of wrought iron, and I kind of wince as I cast the magic to that, so I'll dump... That'll bring that up to 2. So I've got a D12 plus 3
4.
plus 2. Right?
Yeah. What's your power?
No,
how many-
you failed the roll before, so that's where you got. So it's now you get to add a plus of the amount that you increased your portent by.
Okay, so it would be... Okay, so I don't increase it according to my current portent.
Correct.
Okay, so how much I
yeah.
increased it by. Okay,
Yeah,
got it. Okay, so a d12 plus 3 plus 1. Okay, so it's like Clue. 1 plus 2 plus 2 plus 3. All right, that's 11 plus 3 plus...
Wow.
15. Yeah.
Wow.
Nice.
So something you don't realize, something you didn't know you could do, is you have to pump enough magic into the glamour to make all these candles feel alight. You actually light all the candles.
Oh, shit.
And so hissing and shrieking, and it falls back because sudden intense flame, because you don't just light the candles, you burn all of them halfway down in an instant.
Oh, shit.
Wow.
shit.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Cool.
Yeah, and then I think I'll run...
And that fledgling disappears.
Oh, sweet.
Oh, it doesn't just run the other way, it just vanishes?
It runs the other way into the shadows.
Oh, okay. I thought
Okay.
you were saying...
Oh,
Like,
okay.
it's somehow instant now killing a second one.
That's what I thought.
Make-
Yeah.
Here's a quick explanation and lift of the DM screen.
Okay.
Vampire fledglings have 2 hit points each.
Okay, yeah.
So mechanically, it took a hit from the cudgel, and then it took, and now you just gave it a hit with this.
Okay, so
Cool.
I did get
And the
it.
fact
So-
that I made
Gotcha.
you rip it in half because I've got the
Was the 2.
the rot, so
Yeah.
I have a strong against blood.
Yep.
Dope.
So you dealt 2 and 1.
Yeah.
So that's where this is
Nice.
coming from. Is
Nice.
Oh.
mechanically you killed it. Thematically,
It ran away.
it ran away.
Got it. Okay.
Cool.
I like that.
Got it.
That's
Okay.
fun.
That's really cool.
That's really
That's cool.
cool.
I like that.
I'll make a note.
So you are totally unstoppable. Vampire fledgling killing machine. As far as you know.
So are we still in danger? Like, obviously I know there's screaming vampires everywhere.
You are all still in danger, but it's no longer in combat rounds.
Okay,
Oh, okay.
cool. So I'll go over and you said you barricaded the door, and I'll
Well, I thought it was a bathroom. You said it was a broom closet.
You said broom closet from the
Oh, okay.
get-go.
It's a bath. Or it's a broom closet. Fine. So I think what I would have done is I think I would have put a broom up against the door handle.
yeah. And I'll
Can I have a moment here?
yeah.
Gab is gonna walk up to the door, knock on it,
It's gonna.
and then say, "Hey, be not afraid. Come on out."
Okay. And I move the broom and I open the door. Are you 30 wheels?
No, I'm not 30 wheels.
Okay.
I am tall.
It's just the 3 of us standing around looking at you. I assume on the ground.
Kevin here ripped one of those things in half and then chased the other one by turning all the lights on. That was pretty cool.
It was significantly cooler than that. There was fire.
I must
involved.
say,
Whoa. I see it.
I must admit,
Impressive.
I may have underestimated you, Mr. O'Neill.
Everyone always does, my friend. Not just a pretty face. And I switch my face to a couple different pretty faces.
Oh,
Wow.
oh, goodness.
Amazing. Whew. Okay.
But
Uh,
I do not believe we remain yet free of the vampire fledgling menace.
Oh no, there's a
The book.
lot of them, I think.
I suppose we can still hear them screeching in
Another
other parts of the house.
shriek echoes.
Skittering around.
Are there any
Yeah.
non-fledgling vampires in here? I guess we have no way of knowing that.
Well,
Like,
Now
my-
did
that
you
you've
see
turned the
any-
lights on, is when you recognize that you're pretty much in the entranceway of the mansion.
Oh, this is nice. What is that, Baroque?
No, that's
Rococo?
a headless Thomas Welch
Oh.
crucified on the front wall.
oh, God.
That
Oh.
Is he bloodless and everything like the same
No,
interest?
all
Oh,
of the blood from
God.
that corpse is painted in drip lines down the wall.
And he was a vampire. To start with.
Yep, he was the Duke.
Jesus.
They're gonna have to throw that rug out. You really pulled the whole room.
You're
together.
you're really trying.
No, we gotta be back in the bit here.
So we have a bunch of fledgling vampires scrambling around doing as many murders as they can muster,
Right.
Yeah.
and the leader of them staked up on the wall.
Well, leader of them. I mean, he was the duke of the vampire court, but he may not have individually like fathered. All
Yeah.
of these.
But like,
Yeah.
at least we know where he went. So that's
Yeah, that's true.
He's right up there.
A
Yes.
vampire coup appears to be underfoot.
Right.
Someone
Possibly.
had to do this, though.
Yeah, I don't think
The
those
thing.
fledgling vampires were able to string up old Duke Thomas Welch.
Not only that, but the bodies we've found from the fledglings have been exsanguinated, and they did not
Right.
sanguinate.
Can vampires drink vampire blood? That's not something I'm aware of.
I don't know.
I don't know.
In any case, we should probably find that there book.
Yeah.
Can we search the body? Does he have the book on him?
Well,
The body is 30 feet in the air.
Oh, this is way
Like,
up on
the
that.
entry-
Oh,
the
okay.
entrance-
If only we
way
had
is, like,
someone who was
Big and open and beautiful.
very
Has
tall and made
balconies.
of wheels and eyes.
Yeah, for sure.
you want to fly up there? Didn't you see Black Bile in the dining room, though?
I did. I think now I would probably mention that. If we're in this like main kind of hallway, I think I would say, hey, in the looking around for where this book might be, I would mention the banquet hall
Mhm.
or whatever it is.
Mhm.
Should we head that
Okay.
way?
Before we go out of character, do we want to check the body of Mr. Welsh? Because I do.
I
have-
was
know.
going to, but if it's 30
I do
plus
have
feet up in the air.
I do have a potential bit to make it happen, but it's not.
I'm
flying.
not sure we have time if all the fledglings are kind of like roaming all
That's a
over
good
the
Yeah.
point.
house.
Let's
That's a
skip
good
that.
point.
We'll come
Yeah,
back.
I don't want to go looking for a ladder to
That's yeah.
put up against the wall, make all the noise.
Muppet Man.
Like,
Yeah, that's true.
All
Okay.
right, let's go. Let's leave him for now and come back. He's.
He's not going
I was
anywhere.
he's gonna say he's not going anywhere.
Yep. So, using our sense of
Uh-huh.
where the banquet hall is,
Mhm.
we head that way.
Yeah.
You can also basically pinpoint that was the exact direction. So if we go
Okay.
so far this way and so far that way, then we'll.
Okay.
What's interesting is the closer you get to the banquet hall, the more the screams are behind you
Okay.
and like further away. They seem to be avoiding this area.
Okay.
Does it smell like garlic in here?
Nope. It smells like more rot and blood.
Okay.
Can we see the book once we get into the dining hall?
I think I'd want to peek. I don't think I'd want to just like walk in there.
That was my plan.
Okay.
That was my plan too.
Well, I mean,
I assume we're like
what we
less running.
what we know from the behavior of the fledglings, they fully ignored Elisha
True.
because
Good point.
Oh,
there's
that's
no
true.
blood to be sensed at all.
Yeah.
So Elisha would say, "Stay around the corner. I shall make myself known in the kitchen, the dining room,
The dining room, I think.
dining room, right?
Yeah.
It was the dining room,
I
right?
think that's what
Uh,
said.
And I shall peer around the corner to ascertain what we may walk into or not." And
Great.
he would take the couple of steps around the corner to get a good look at things.
You take a couple of steps around the corner. You start to get the vision of what's happening. The reason that the shrieks are behind you from the fledglings is because all of the ones in front of you are quiet and held entranced.
Ooh.
They're lining the walls of this dining room, staring in. We see a short man holding a book aloft, lowly chanting and murmuring, standing in the middle, surrounded by countless eyes hovering around him.
Eyes?
Physical eyeballs.
Oh no!
Like
Ripped out
gab
of skulls.
eyeballs. Oh.
Actual physical grizzly eyeballs floating
The
in
missing
the air.
heads. Dude, that's quite a scene you've painted for us. As a player, that's awesome.
Yeah.
As Elisha in the moment, a little bit less awesome.
I'm glad I'm not there.
Oh my god. Okay.
Oh, gross.
Okay.
I mean, I'm phlegm. I'm not prone to charging in and kicking ass as if I was like Blood or Icar. So Elijah would, calmly just easily take a couple of steps back, hoping he had not drawn the notice by virtue of not having a beating heart and circulatory system of the fledglings, that they would remain entranced so he could relay that information to his compatriots around the corner.
Well, that's
Keep your voices down.
terrifying.
I don't know if my whispering is picked
Yeah,
up on the microphone.
No,
Keep your voices down.
Now, here's the problem.
A vast multitude of the fledglings, and he explains the man that Din spoke of earlier in the day is around the corner with the book and a floating multitude of eyeballs.
What were you gonna say, Gab?
I was gonna say this fella with the book and the eyeballs, and I don't suppose we could just ask him to knock it off and get out of town. This is the kind of behavior we don't want spreading to the nearby town, much less having it here.
Yeah.
Also, it's very hard to whisper in this particular accent.
I don't know if that would go too far, but you know what the good book says about an eye for an eye, right? We have our own circular eye monster here as well, so I can give you some cover if you want to go in.
All right, it sounds like I'm up.
Sounds like you're up. And I try to do the same thing, and I'm like, you're gonna kill it.
Oh my god.
Any complaints from anyone else?
I'm trying to think if there's anything I could do or give you to help you. I don't have anything. I'm just a squishy human. Inundated with spiritual chaos.
You got us here, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's an idea that Elisha would have based on his ability just to walk back in to the area and then walk out. Mm-hmm. So when the vampire fledglings are upon him, they realize that he is not a living being to feast upon. But if he is able to create a distraction and create a racket off in another corner of the mansion, if you all hide someplace nearby, and he's able to kind of create a racket and pull the fledglings off, or make the small man think that more trouble is afoot, then maybe he can pull the fledglings off long enough for you all to confront the man and, deal with that.
I could also potentially glamour us to lower our body temperature so they don't recognize us as alive.
Those are both very good ideas. My only concern is that if this guy is holding these vampires in thrall, that he would have to send them away as opposed to pulling them in. Why are the other fledglings not coming here?
Yeah.
Is my wonder.
Maybe there's a limit radius of how big it is.
Yeah.
Like the effect.
Well, and I was wondering if, maybe we could stop him from his little ritual. Maybe they would all... Or, maybe that's the thing. It's maybe we send Mr. Truman here in as the only non-living one among us. He knocks out the guy chanting, breaks the hold all over the vampires, and then as the only living being in the room, they turn on him.
Right.
And maybe Mr. Truman can sneak the book out.
And Matt, you said that the man in his ritual, was he facing towards the entryway of the dining room, or was he facing out, assuming out towards the windows and didn't see me walk in? Or was he just so enraptured in his chanting that it just, he wasn't noticing?
I did not say, but he is facing away from the doorway you were looking in from.
Okay.
So you're seeing him from behind holding the book aloft as he is doing his low chanting.
Mm-hmm. There's an outside possibility. This is, I don't know if this is Elisha saying it or Will the player, but if he's holding the vampire fledglings at bay while the other ones are running amok, like, are we misreading this situation? But he is surrounded by a floating cloud of eyeballs and everybody's missing their heads, so I doubt that's the situation.
Oh, you're wondering if perhaps he's on our side, doing what he can to prevent the fledglings from getting further? I doubt it.
If he's
Yeah,
collecting
I doubt it too.
eyeballs,
Yeah. And he crucified the lord of the manor.
Yeah.
And Gab's like, ain't nobody here has multiple eyeballs but me.
I don't trust anybody circled with
I
eyeballs.
see. I didn't collect these eyeballs. These are all mine.
Oh, yeah.
that guy's stealing other people's eyeballs. Disrespectful.
If you can't make your own, store-bought is fine. Okay. Yeah. Elisha, it would be very dangerous, but what would you say to that possibility? Sneak in, potentially eliminate him, and make a break for it?
I've done many ugly, necessary things in my time. And if the three of you need to stay back and let me put on a show for you, then I suppose that is what I will do. I'm also happy to serve and distract the fledglings if you think that is better odds. But any kind of sighs, which I don't really know how he would technically sigh because he has no lungs.
It'd be
now
the
that we think
gesture.
about it. But
It'd be like
So-
yeah, the gesture of
when you
sigh.
Yeah.
like squish
Pantomime,
Play-Doh
they
back
sigh.
into its tube, and it's like that's the sound.
Maybe not so much that.
Yeah.
But he kind of shakes his head, is like, well, I said I'd take on this job with you two, and three, and here I am. So
Hold up one second. I think I might have an idea. Before you jump in, I've got a gameplay question for everyone who's read more of the book. I read through it briefly, but there's a section where it says sacrificing a pact. It says you can sacrifice it and remove it, and then you choose a relevant passion to be affected. But it doesn't say how.
Narratively, the way I'm reading this so far, when you say, what do you mean by say how? Because destroy, abandon, or destroy a pact is a narrative bit that you describe what memories you're letting go of, to then choose. If you choose the terror passion, all danger checks are a die roll of 1 for you for the remainder of the scene. If you choose the fury passion, all danger checks are a max die value for the remainder of the scene.
Okay,
So you can sacrifice a pact to guarantee one of these particular passions.
Okay, I do like that as a potential thing. Because here's my thinking. You suggested I go loud. I go in all eyeballs out and just like ruin this dude's fucking day. My thought of potentially doing that, of like, I like the idea of having a distraction and then someone else going in to like wreck shop, and I think that potentially doing that by maxing out the dice roll feels very cool to me. So why don't you go cause a distraction and see if we can pull some of them their vampire fledglings out to some other location, and then I'll go in and confront this here brown coated fool. Sounds like a plan.
I think so.
Yeah, I think that's an approach. If we think, since we talked about the having them entranced, if we think the distraction idea will work. If we think it'll work, then I'm totally game. I'm also still fine with walking in there and just rolling our dice. Like that.
Does Elisha?
But I like all eyes out.
Does Elisha think it would work? Is I think the question.
Well, I mean, Elisha, in character-wise, like he was the one to suggest making the distraction.
Sure.
So I guess
I'm gonna take some GM
from an
input
IC
here.
standpoint.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay.
I like all of the plans. I like the fact that you guys are putting this all together. I dislike the idea of splitting the party.
Okay.
As soon as Tim said he's going in all eyes out, the scene painted itself in my head, and I kind of really want to see this.
Okay,
but
all
I
right,
don't want to influence your choice beyond that.
If y'all are okay with it, I have an idea, and I think it'll work out. And I think if it doesn't work out properly, then we have a getaway driver and an out for everyone else.
I have a backup plan because you are strong against these guys, right?
Specifically the vampires, not necessarily the black bile.
Right. And you are strong against black bile,
Correct.
right, Max? Okay.
Ooh, I'm also strong against black bile.
Okay, so
and I'm weak against
why
blood.
don't you... let's see if I can do this in character. All right, Gab. Why don't you go in and handle the vampires, and then I will drop our body temperatures so we don't appear to be living. And that way, you'll distract all the vampires as the only alive person in there.
That sounds great.
And then we can go after the mage, occultist, whatever.
All I ask is before I go in here is that the three of you not look at me. All right.
That's fine.
Oh, okay. If that's what you want, Gabe.
Mr. Trueman, I'm going to need you to hold on to this. And Gab is going to hand him his pulp novel.
Oh.
Oh. Gab, whatever are you planning? Does Elisha or everybody know your true nature, or do we just have hints and suspicions of based on the angelic voice of truth?
I think we know what you are, but
we've never seen it.
Yeah, the concept of you know what a biblical angel is, but
we've never seen this pop off.
Yeah,
Like
I don't think this is a
Yeah.
thing. So I think you guys, you guys might have some suspicions that I might not be exactly as I say. You if we talk about our sort of various natures, then I might share some things. But if you do the math on the building that we're in, the building, the brownstone's only so big, and there's not enough room for 2 offices in it.
Mm-hmm.
But my office is still there.
Yeah.
So I think Gab is going to start walking around the corner, and as he starts walking around the corner, he's getting taller. He's going to push open the door and duck under the door frame. And as he steps around the corner, he says in an incredibly horrifyingly loud voice directed at all the vampire fledglings, "Be afraid."
Oh, that's awesome!
Amazing.
Ooh.
So I'm sacrificing my pact of. I'm sacrificing my pact of my pulp novel to max out my. Let's see my obsession of treating isolation checks as the max die value. So I'm rolling a 12 with a +4.
Oh, sure.
Oh shit!
For a total
Oh.
of 16.
Dope.
Damn.
Cool.
That's so cool.
That's so
That
cool.
is awesome.
And yeah, so I think as Gab steps around the corner, he turns into 30 wheels made of eyes. He's clipping in and out of
That
the
is so cool.
walls. You guys can't
Right.
see this. He's keeping all this in front of the wall that
Right.
you guys are hiding behind.
Right.
And he starts just ominously moving towards this whole thing and hopefully scaring the bejesus out of all these vampire fledglings.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, there is one palpable moment after the echoing bass of "Be Afraid" comes through, where the fear can be smelled, not just from the banquet hall, but across the grounds. One moment of stillness, and then shriek upon shriek, just a cacophony of exhaled fear. Windows began to break as these vampire fledglings attempt to smash through the windows in an attempt to get further away from you.
Mm.
The ones that can't or were too close, burn.
Mm.
Ooh.
Cool.
Within a matter of about 3 seconds, the only ones left in that banquet hall with you have been reduced to piles of ash. Meanwhile, the man with the black coat continues to hold the book and chant.
Whoa.
All of the eyes hovering and floating around him turn and look at you.
I'm looking at them.
Gabex. How many millennia? You shouldn't have come back.
So let's go ahead and start with you. Why don't you plug this game, plug your socials? Where can we find it? Where can we find you?
Hey everybody, it's your friend Will Phillips. You can find me very creatively named on Twitter, and depending on the date you are listening to this podcast, possibly over on cohost.org. Also, as Will Phillips. Super hard to remember. You can also find everything you need for Hexingtide, my TTRPG of minimalist, monstrous role-playing, on hexingtide.com. That'll take you to my game blog, which has links to free pay-what-you-want downloads on itch.io, the Players group on Facebook, and, if I do say so myself, a very lovely curated Pinterest mood board. If you have any questions, any interests, would love to hear from you.
Amazing.
Love it. Everybody, go to hexingtide.com.
Do it.
Go to itch.io. Buy the game with real money. Support the artist.
All right. Thank you very much for that, Will. Thanks for coming on. Let's finish out our other plugs. What do we all want to plug?
I will plug the... I'm going to plug the table at Discord, as usual. Come
All right.
join the Discord, interact with us. It's about the only place I'm any kind of social on the internet.
I have 2 plugs this week. One is if you like my sultry voice in your podcast receptacle holes, otherwise called your ears.
I appreciate you defining that meaning.
Yeah.
Confused.
We're going to earn that explicit tag. I have another podcast where I GM an evil D&D campaign set in a world where the Dark Lord won, and all of the main characters are entry-level employees of an evil corporation. It is called Lesser Evil, and it should be on your podcatcher of choice, hopefully. If not by the time this drops, then shortly thereafter, so stay tuned. We're evil_pod on all the socials. The second thing, I'm a DM for hire now, y'all.
Yay!
I get paid to DM and stuff. If you would like me to run a adventure for you, check us out at Bad Wolf Adventure Studios in Twin Cities area, and you can engage my services. That's all.
All right. You got any plugs?
No.
All right. Well, thank you for listening to Table It. You can find us at micro_RPGs on Twitter, or email us at microrpgs@gmail.com. Our theme this episode is Chill Vibra Jazz by Danny Dory, and we'll see you all for the next episode.
Yay! Bye. Thanks, everyone. Bye.
I'm a whole ass angel.